Hey peeps, Deadbug Davies back, and today I'm out and about on my Mike Wazowski. Hang on, let's be careful there, I don't want to get sued by Disney. On my Mikey. And today I'm going to go and get him serviced on your bike. He's got about 700 miles on him now. I haven't ridden him for quite a while now actually, because he was over his service mileage and it was going to take him 3 weeks to actually get him in for a service. So I probably haven't ridden him for about a month. So today I'm going over there, getting him serviced, and he's getting his first major modification. The other mods I've done are obviously just tail tidy and the rad guard. Rad guard is the Kawasaki official one, but I have to be honest, it is a little bit flimsy. Wasn't as strong as I was expecting it to be. Certainly not up there to the level of I don't know if it's an SW Motec or I can't remember. The one I've got on my Super Adventure is really, really solid. It's the best rad guard I've ever actually had. But of course a rad guard will only really protect certain areas. There's still only 50% of it which is covered, so if you get very unlucky and something goes through the hole, chances are it's going to punch a hole in your rad. So yeah, not much you can do about that. Sorry, trying to get my buff out of my mouth. It's really annoying. So this one today, I'm not going to say what the modification is. You may have figured it out if you watched my other video about this bike. I've already got the modification. It's sitting in the back of my girlfriend's car, who's somewhere behind me. To her, she's going to watch this video. Hi little lady, how are brah? And that's to Bobby as well. So at the moment I really like this bike. I really like my little Mikey. For someone my size, I'm about, I don't know my weight anymore because my weight goes up and down, but I'm normally about 15-16 stone and I'm about 6 foot tall. I don't know what my inseam is, but I could touch the floor flat-footed with my knees bent easily on this bike, and the bike does feel a little bit small, but also in quite a nice way as well. It's quite a nice small. I don't feel cramped. It feels quite nice. Wish I could get away from all these cars. I've got cars sitting right up my arse and got nowhere to go in front. So what's my views on the bike at the moment? Well, brakes are really nice. Back brake is good. Does feel slightly wooden, as most Japanese bikes do, but it is still being broken in, so maybe the pads aren't 100%. And I think the front brake squishiness comes from the fact that it's got rubber brake lines. I think if you change those to some braided, I think it'll make a big difference. So, because the brakes they're not bad at all, they're pretty bloody good, but obviously I'm used to Brembos on my other two bikes, so these do feel a little bit lacking, but not in a bad way. But one thing I do love about this bike, obviously, one thing I do love is this dash. I love the analog dash mixed with a bit of LCD too. I absolutely love it. I'm sure I stated that on the last one. So I love the fact that you can just see the needles going up and down. And there's also one thing, I don't know if you can see it here, right? I'm doing 30 mile an hour and I'm in 6th gear. One thing that annoys me about YouTubers is when they review a bike and they're like, oh, the bike's trundling along at 30 mile an hour in 3rd or 4th. Of course it's trundling along at 30 mile an hour in 4th. Any bike can do that, that's not hard. This bike's trundling along at 30 mile an hour in 6th and it's not actually under any stress. It's not rattling, I'm not having to touch the clutch. The engine is so lazy. I don't know how much torque the bike's got, but it definitely feels like it's got a lot of bottom end torque, and I believe that's what the RS was tuned for when it was actually tuned after the Z900. I think the Z900 was more top end, this is definitely more bottom. and it shows, like, real world, you would just ride around, like, it is not struggling. Like, if I go down to, right, so I'm now at 25 in 6th, and I can feel slight vibrations there, but a slightest little twist and it goes back up to 30, so it's not really an issue. So what I'm going to do is when I go down here and I'll go from a 30 into a national, if I can, if there's any space, I will go from 30 up to national speed limit and see how it actually copes. I'm not sure I'll be able to because of all these cars. I just need to get past them because they're doing my head in. The problem is, as soon as I've got past some, I'm now stuck behind another two. Anyway, I hope all my subscribers are well. It's been a while since I've actually done a video. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get this buff out of my mouth. It's driving me nuts. That's better. It's been a while since I've done a video. I've been a bit lackluster. I've had issues in my private life that have caused me to be a bit yeah, I wouldn't say lackluster, but I've got other things on my mind, so. And as I said, I wanted to make a video on this, but I haven't been able to because I just haven't even ridden it. One of the things I do love is, as you can probably tell, the engine. The engine is a right little peach, right? So say I'm doing 30, I'm in 6th, yeah? Just a little roll on, look. No struggling, and it's straight up to 50. 55, 60, you know, there's no problem, and that's in 6th gear from 30 roll on without any dumping of no clutches or nothing. So the engine has a real nice bottom end. It is a real nice bike to just ride every day. You could be really lazy. So the problem is with that, in the real world, that's actually quite nice because you can be like, oh, you know, just keep it in a high gear, keep the revs low, chill out. You could almost, once you're moving, you could almost stick it in 6th and that'll do everything. It's kind of like an FJR, because the FJR, well, when I rode the new one, that was the same. That had the same sort of feeling to its bottom end torque. But obviously this isn't an FJR and the engine's not as big and it's a different type of bike. So yeah, going back to what I was saying, the problem is with having an engine that is so lazy and so torque laden, it kind of makes the bike feel a little bit boring. Sorry, it's not like the bike's boring, but it's like the engine is so peachy and so good that it actually makes the bike seem a little bit too good. It has that Honda vibe, you know, when everyone says about Hondas, the problem with Honda is that it's always too good, but it's a little bit boring. And of course all the European bikes now have upped their game so much that they've got so much character to them that they kind of leave bikes like these behind. But this one, I think people buy this because of the look. And I don't think I was even born when the first one of these came out. I have a funny feeling it was like 77 or something like that, and I was born in 78, so correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I'm just going on some numbers that are in my head, which are probably way off. And that's another thing. In my reviews, I just wanted to say that this isn't obviously a review of this, because it's going to be like a long-term review over the space of however long I have it. When I do other reviews on bikes, I kind of just wing it, and I've been thinking of doing other things now, because a lot of the time I give information about the bike, but sometimes it's not always right. Other times I get told the price is and it's wrong. So I think instead of talking about the price and the specs or anything, because I'm not a spec person, I don't care about specs, what I'll probably do is I'll probably do like a screenshot of the specs and then just put it up in my video, so then when a person wants to actually look at it, they can just pause it and look at the specs. Yeah, I think that's just going to be the easiest way for me and everyone else involved. So it's going to be a while. I still can't see my girlfriend behind me. I might have to pull over and just wait for her. So as a bike that is my own, it is right up there with all my other bikes. I love every single bike I've owned anyway. And I still go back to the fact that every single major manufacturer now does not make a rubbish bike. They always make good bikes, because it just depends what you want from the bike, whether it's going to be good or not. Like, if you want a sports bike and you go and buy, say, even a bike like this, or I don't know, any other sort of bike which isn't a sports bike, you're not going to be happy with it, are you? Why would you be? Because it's not the bike you want. But yeah, if you wanted a 125 and you bought like a 250, 300, 400, you're going to be blown away by it. So it's all about your expectations and what you're actually after. But I don't think there is actually a bad bike anymore. And people also look at the Chinese bikes and say, oh, they're bad bikes. But you have to remember they are very cheap. You know, £2,000 or something like that for a brand new bike. And at one point they had 4 years warranty on them. So £2,000 for a bike with 4 years warranty. If you were using that backwards and forwards to work, how can you say that's a bad bike? You know, you can't. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to switch off now. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to pull over and wait for my girlfriend, I think. I don't know if she's coming up behind me, but we'll see. So at the moment, I'm going to sign out. Laters, taters, brah. Back. I've realised actually, when I'm doing these things, I realise it's actually quite hard to do all of this stuff. All this vlogging or motovlogging. A lot of people put you down because, one, say you give wrong information, which the problem is, as I said earlier, I kind of do things shooting from the hip. So sometimes I walk into a shop and then they've got a bike there for test ride, like a demo, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I've got to have a go on that. But of course I don't do research on it. I've never done any research, don't do research on anything. It's just not my sort of a thing, so I never will, to be honest, so that's why I'm probably just going to put like a screenshot, as I said earlier, up on the video. I'm more of a how does the bike make me feel person, more than a what does the spec sheet tell me it feels like. So I was just pulled over. I think my girlfriend just went straight past me, not even realising I was actually pulled over. I wish the suspension was a little bit better on this. It is a little bit... It is a little bit... I wouldn't say wallowy, it's a little bit soft, but I've not actually tried to adjust it. I think they are adjustable. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. They're adjustable on the front, yeah. They're adjustable, but probably very slightly, probably not a massive amount of adjustment, which is a bit meh. But at the same time, the bike's more than capable of having a bit of fun. Of course, it's no sports bike. It's certainly no 600cc sports bike either. Everyone knows how well they handle and stop. But it's got a cracking engine on it, absolutely cracking engine. And the looks, I know looks are always subject to your tastes. And that's just what life is. That's the way that everything is in life. It's all about what you like the look of, and that's it. There is no getting around me saying that I think this is the best looking bike in the world, and then someone looks at it and goes, oh, that's the most ugliest bike in the world. That's what makes human beings interesting. But this bike, a lot of people, when they look at it, especially the Cafe with the nose cone bit, they look at it in a picture and they think, ugh, you know, the nose cone in pictures looks a lot bigger than it actually is in real life. You know, it's for some reason it looks like it sits up higher in the pictures. I thought the same, but when you actually see the bike in real life, you actually think, actually, it's not like that. And I had a comment on the other small video I made of this, and the guy was like, oh, I didn't like the look of it, but when I saw it in the showroom, just fell in love with it. And it is one of those sort of bikes. And I'm so glad that Kawasaki are making this, because I think there is a big boom for retro bikes now. Everything seems to be going retro. And I think it's a good idea, because I think, I'm not saying the sports bike is dead, but people don't always want 1000cc sports bikes anymore. You can't use, like, first gear on a 1000cc sports bike is enough to end you up in prison. Certainly will lose your license, you know what I mean? So what's the point? Whereas a bike like this is kind of what it's made for. You know, it's got the look of an old bike with the reliability of a new. It's comfortable. I have to admit, it slightly cramps my knees, sorry, but I'm quite tall. But my knees aren't, you know, they're not crunched up like sports bike crunched up. They just feel a bit, I think it's just the angle. I don't know. They just, or maybe it's because I haven't ridden the bike for a while. I haven't really experienced the sore knees until today, but I've been, you know, sitting on my Super Adventure S with my, you know, sitting pretty much bolt upright, and one of the most comfortable riding positions I've ever been in. So there's little foxes on there. That's cute. So yeah, I can't judge it. And to be honest, my views of this bike, when I first saw it, because this is a 2018 bike which I brought this year a few months ago, and you know, it was just old stock that they hadn't had in the shop for all that time. It was just old stock that hadn't sold, because I think this pea green or lime green, it's lime green, isn't it? It's another one that divides opinions, because a lot of people don't like it because it's quite a garish colour, and some of the other colours with the metallics are actually really beautiful. There's a new colour out now, I don't know what it's called, but it's like, looks like a purpley green, like iridescent or whatever it's called. That looks really nice. It's got like yellowy gold stripes on it, but to me, I like this lime green with the white stripes. It's just my favourite colour out of all of the colours. So I was very happy when I walked in there, and they had one of these on sale. This was on sale. Can't remember how much I saved or how much I spent. I can't remember now. I know I saved at least £1,000. And yeah, it was just came at a time when I kind of thought, you know what, I wanted to sell one of my other KTMs, so I sold my KTM and got this. And the monthly payments on this compared to my KTM were a huge difference. It was, you know, 120 quid a month different. So I just thought, you know what, this just makes way more sense. There's no point having two KTM 1290s and a Super Duke GT and a 1290 Super Adventure S. So I thought I'll get rid of the GT and get something a little bit different, which ended up being this. Of course, the engine on this and the brakes and all that sort of stuff isn't on par with a 1290 V-twin. It's just not going to be, but it's got everything I need. It's got everything you need. It really does. The one thing I wish it did have, oh come on, was cruise control. And I knew they'd go down there. Yeah, what a surprise. Yeah, the one thing I wish it did have was cruise control. Make it, yeah. So why do people do that? Like, they're speeding, still on 30, mate. I've got the guy sitting right back up my arse. This person going into the National, speeding into the National. At least get close to the National before you start giving it some, you know what I mean? There you go, whatever. What do I know? I was hoping that I would have been in front of this person so I could have got the person in front, but no. It's not going to happen. So fucking slow, man. Ew, massive bug. Massive bug splat. I don't think there's many bugs around today, but there's definitely one that just splattered and just fucking went off across my visor. Nice. Anyway, I'm going to sign off in a minute because I want to save some video for when I get the mod done. And you can see if you can tell the difference when I'm riding back home with the new mod. Anyway, Deadbug Davey is outie, outie, out. Hey peeps, now on your bike in Aylesbury Digicat here. Just had my service done on the Z900rs cafe. And here, hang on, just making sure everything is, here she is. Don't know if you can see what I've just had done. I'll tell you in a couple of seconds. Can you see any difference, anything new? Yep, a full race fit titanium system. Haven't ridden it yet, I've ridden it from back there to here. And yeah, it's bloody loud. So, people are going to say it's sacrilege. Putting something so loud and something so race orientated on a bike like this when Kawasaki spent so much money making the stock one sound so nice. But I'm just one of those people, I like to make a lot of noise, so I just have to have noisy exhausts. So anyway, even the people in the shop were actually making that face, you know, when you puck your lips out and go like, oh, that's what they were making, because it does sound pretty crazy. So after this, the next thing is, oh by the way, it hasn't got no baffle in it, it's just straight through. After this, probably in the winter time, I'm going to get a new air filter, and then I'm going to get it tuned, but not tuned for power, just tuned because I would just want to make sure that the bike's running nice and not running too rich or running too lean. I just want to make sure it runs nicely. So anyway, start it up. Don't know if you can hear that, but it is a little bit noisier than stock. Just checking on my pockets. Cool. Right, let's go. One. It's going to be interesting to see if the bike, I can hardly hear myself talk now. Oh man, it's going to be interesting to see if the bike runs as nicely as it was before, where it would run in 6th gear doing 30, which I just proved, so we'll see. Alright, I'm not doing nothing, I'm just going to let it go. Mind you, I'm on an incline now. Still do it, which is good. Fucking loud compared to the other one though. So, long and short of it, if you've got one of these bikes and you don't like noise, don't buy a full system, because it's noisy. Properly noisy. I have got the baffle for it, but I got the system second hand. So the the guy who had it in there before, he sold this because it was too loud, even with the baffle. So he actually put wadding around the baffle and then put the baffle in to try to actually cut the noise down, whereas I just took the baffle out, took the wadding out, and now it's, yeah, straight through. There you are, thank you very much, sir. You're certainly not going to miss it, that's for sure. Right, so I am in 6th, doing 30. Not really going to be able to roll on because of this car. I bet they go as slow as possible up to the National. Just rolling on. Yeah, still fine. Still fine. Just obviously can't test the actual speed of it because these people go so fucking slow. She is noisy. I've noticed already, it seems very free revving now, and I'm very happy to go higher up in the right rev range than I was before. I think it's just a noise. I'm a bit of a noise freak. For me, biking is all about the smells, the noise, the feel, more than it is like the speed wise. I prefer the feel of it, the emotion of it, the sound, the smells. That's how I prefer. I'm not really that interested now in, you know, do 200 mile an hour. It doesn't make me give me a buzz, then I'm just not really interested. It just feels a bit flat. So this exhaust has definitely made this a little bit more of a crazy bike. In a nice way. God, somebody can't even go around a corner now. People are so slow. It's definitely freed it up. 100% freed the bike up. Seems to breathe a bit better. I reckon it'll breathe lovely when I actually get it tuned, new air filter. Right, so let's just double check this, right? 30 mile an hour, 6th, yeah? I'm not going to roll on fully because there's a farm up here. I just want to see what it rolls on like. Right, rolling on. Yeah, it's fine, picks up nicely. another little video a bit later on.
Hi peeps, I'm now just stopped at a petrol station to fill the bike up. Thought I'd just get a last little video before I go home. Give you a look around it. Look how all nice and blue it is. Beautiful colour. I love that, and titanium does that. I don't know if this is going to go blue all the way. I don't know if it's going to be like H2 would do, because it doesn't produce so much heat. But yeah, something's really itching my nose. I think it's a really nice looking flow. Certainly not an exhaust if you're yeah, if you don't like noise, if you don't like loud bikes, then the bike is definitely worse off having the full system. It's not quiet, and I suppose it would divide opinion, because a lot of the people that have these bikes, they like the fact that Kawasaki spent the time and the money developing the stock exhaust to sound like the original bike did back in the 70s. But it's not loud, but it does have a very nice sound. But for me, I'm as I said earlier, I'm really a sound guy. You know, I like the feel. It's all about how the bike makes me feel, and a stock exhaust just doesn't do it for me. So for some people it might not work, but for me it's ideal. So I'm going to head back to Wickham area, make a little video maybe as I'm doing that. Then going to go and put the bike away. I don't know if it'll be going away for the winter. I don't know yet. We'll wait and see how the weather goes, but we'll see. God, it's loud. The bike now has 727. Could definitely tell this bike will 100% get a lot of looks because of the noise. It's raughty, mate. Raughty. Raughty and naughty. Doesn't seem to have affected the bike in any way, like for the bad. It doesn't seem to have, you know, made it really slouchy or anything, like bottom end. Doesn't seem to have done that, so that's good. Roll on in 6 is still nice and strong, so all in all, for me, myself personally, I'm happy, very happy with it. It is very noisy, so it's not like it's going to be the H2. I don't mind that being noisy because I ride it so rarely, you know, that it's more of an occasion, whereas this is going to be more of a, well, it's not an everyday bike, but it's very noisy. And the problem is, I'm one of those people that when I get a bike that's noisy, I seem to ride it like a bit of a tool. It seems to like beckon me on to get high up in the rev range and make noise. And that's not the reason why I bought this bike, but there you go. We'll see. It's got a baffle with it, so it's not like if I need to go away to Wales on it or something, I can smack the baffle in. I don't know how much it's going to cut down. I don't know. Probably not much. But, you know, it's there. This reminds me of, do you know those people that used to get like an R6 or something like that, a sports bike, and they'd have, you know, back then, like a few years ago, when it didn't have a cat, you could just take the actual exhaust off and put a new exhaust on and it would pretty much be straight through. But instead of putting like an exhaust, they'd just put like a slash cut piece of pipe off eBay or something like that. That's almost what this sounds like. It has that real raucous noise. certainly not going to hear it. I'm certainly not going to hear it, I meant to say. If anyone does the old, sorry mate, I didn't hear you, he ain't going to cut it with this. Come on, what the fuck's going on? That's you. Like it's too loud though. When you're riding along, say if I do 30 in 6th, it's still loud. Sorry, but it's not obnoxious. It's okay. So for me, full racefit system is a win. For others, it will probably be a complete fail because of the noise, which is why the guy sold this. The weight saving, I'm not sure how much it is, but I know when I was carrying the box with all these parts to put this exhaust on, it was easy. The other one was a lump. It wasn't like it was impossible to carry, but having it in the box, it was a lump. So you get a good weight saving, of course, because this is full titanium. You gain a hell of a lot of noise as well, which might not be to everyone's tastes. I'll have to do a video, because I don't think there's another video with this bike with a full system. There's a lot of Z900 videos, but they're just like race fit slip-ons, so it's not the same. So yeah, we'll see. Funny thing is, like now, doing 50 mile an hour in 6th at 3,000 RPM does sound very noisy. It sounds like I'm higher up in the rev range. And I also just found out, weirdly, when I just got this serviced, so it's got just over 700 miles as I just said, the next service is annually, obviously, so every year, or at 3,700 and something miles. So servicing on these is like every 3,000 something. Oh yeah, about every 3,000 miles pretty much, which is actually really short, considering the KTM was like, what, every 9,000, something like that, or yearly. 3,000 miles is a short service interval, very short. I didn't know that before. Nothing is ever mentioned. Obviously it says in the book, but I never saw it on any other review of this. No one's ever said about the short service intervals. Not that I saw anyway. So that is a bit of a disappointment actually. I was a bit gutted by that. But there you go. Come on. Always getting caught behind traffic today. So much traffic about. No, I'm doing a little bit over the speed limit there, but I wanna get in front, see the road ahead of me. So anyway, I think I'm going to sign out. I just wanted to say thank you very much for all my subs that are still with me. I've had a few more subs. I'm now at like 530 something. Never even thought I'd even get over 500. No, sorry, 100. So thank you very much to everybody that subbed. Keep the comments coming, good and bad. I'd like to know what you don't like about me, my bikes, whatever. I don't really care whether you like me or not. If it's something that I do that annoys you and I could do better, put it in the comments, and then maybe I'll be able to do it. But without knowing it, it's no use telling me. So anyway, once again, thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Keep tuned for upcoming videos of this bike. I haven't got any real plans yet, but I will be doing more to it at some point in time. And hopefully I'll make a bit more of videos about it, a few more. I think it needs to be ridden more. It's one of my favourites now. I do love my Mikey. So anyway, I'm rambling. So thanks very much. Cheers peeps. Signing out. Deadbug Davey out. Laters.